This is First Officer Marcus Webb speaking from the cockpit. The metallic voice crackled through the cabin speakers with words that made 300 hearts stop beating. I need everyone to remain calm while I ask an unusual question, one that has never been asked in my 15 years of flying commercial aircraft. Is there anyone aboard this flight who has actual pilot training or aviation experience of any kind? Because Captain Harrison just collapsed at the controls, and I desperately need assistance up here right now. Before we continue with this unbelievable story, comment below which country you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories just like this one. Nobody moved. Frozen silence gripped the cabin. Commercial airline passengers do not expect their pilot to collapse at 30,000 feet above the ground, and they certainly do not expect to be asked if they can fly a Boeing 737 carrying 312 souls through darkening skies over the Rocky Mountains. Just moments before, the cabin had been peaceful, filled with the usual sounds of a transcontinental flight from Seattle to Chicago. The hum of engines, quiet conversations, the occasional cry of a baby, the rustle of magazines and snack wrappers. Now, every eye was wide with terror, every breath held in collective panic as the reality of their situation crashed down like a physical weight. In seat to 7F, a 16-year-old girl with dark hair, pulled back in a simple ponytail, slowly removed her headphones and set down her phone, where moments before she had appeared to be just like any other teenager. Absorbed in her screen, she now looked up with an expression of intense focus. She unbuckled her seatbelt, stood up, and looked toward the front of the plane. Her voice, though quiet, cut through the tense air. I have some experience, she said, her words barely a whisper but carrying the weight of a lifeline. The flight attendants, who were trying to maintain a veneer of calm, turned their stunned faces toward her. One of them, a woman named Sarah, approached cautiously. "Honey, what kind of experience?" she asked gently, her voice trembling slightly. The girl took a deep breath and looked Sarah directly in the eye. "My father is a flight instructor," she stated. "I've been flying with him since I was 10. I have over 150 hours in a Cessna, and I've practiced on a 737 simulator." A ripple of disbelief and hope spread through the nearby rows. Could this teenager, who looked like she should be worrying about homework, not a national emergency, really be their only chance? The first officer's voice crackled again, more urgent this time. "I need someone up here now. We're losing altitude." Without another moment of hesitation, Sarah grabbed the girl's arm. "Come with me," she said, leading her down the aisle toward the cockpit. Hastay Mobid whispers followed them. "She's just a kid. What can she possibly do?" But for most, a flicker of hope ignited in the suffocating fear. The cockpit door swung open, revealing a scene of controlled chaos. First Officer Webb, his face pale and beaded with sweat, was frantically managing the controls while trying to communicate with air traffic control. Captain Harrison was slumped lifelessly in his seat. Webb looked up, his eyes widening in disbelief when he saw the young girl. "You're the one with experience?" he asked, his voice strained. She nodded, her gaze already fixed on the complex array of dials, switches, and screens. "What's your name?" he barked. "Anna," she replied calmly. "What's her status?" Webb, having no other choice, quickly briefed her. They were in a slow, uncontrolled descent. The autopilot was disengaged, and a storm was brewing ahead. He needed to focus on stabilizing the aircraft and communicating their emergency, but he couldn't manage the navigation and landing preparations alone. "Can you handle the comms?" he asked, testing her. "Give me the radio," Anna said, her voice steady and confident. She slipped into the captain's seat, carefully moving his legs aside. She picked up the headset, her fingers moving with surprising familiarity over the console. "Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!" she began, her voice clear and professional. "This is Flight 815. We have an incapacitated pilot. We are at 28,000 feet and ascending. Current heading 090. We require immediate assistance in vectors to the nearest suitable airport." There was a pause on the other end, then a voice from air traffic control, laced with astonishment. "Flight 815. We copy your Mayday. Please state your call sign." Anna didn't hesitate. She looked at a placard on the dashboard and read the identification code. But then she added something else. A series of letters and numbers from memory. It was her father's personal pilot call sign, one he used in his private aviation club. The air traffic controller on the other end went silent for a moment. Then, his voice came back, changed, filled with a new level of respect and recognition. Call sign confirmed. "Sky Angel," he said. "Your father is a legend in these parts. We're clearing a path for you to Denver International. We'll guide you in every step of the way." In the cockpit, Webb stared at Anna, his jaw slack. He had no idea what that call sign meant, but the immediate shift in the controller's tone told him everything. This wasn't just a girl who had played a simulator. She was part of the world he had only read about. For the next 45 minutes, Anna and Webb worked as a seamless team. She handled communications with a skill that defied her age, relaying complex information and responding to instructions with precision while he wrestled with the massive jet. The passengers, listening to the calm, authoritative updates from the cockpit, felt their panic slowly subside, replaced by a sense of awe. As they approached Denver, the storm hit, and the landing became even more treacherous. Crosswinds buffeted the plane, but with Webb's strength and Anna's calm guidance, they lined up with the runway. With a final, heart-stopping lurch, the wheels of the Boeing 737 touched down on the tarmac. The landing was rough, but it was safe. As the plane slowed to a stop, a wave of cheers and applause erupted throughout the cabin, a sound of pure relief and gratitude. When the emergency crews opened the cockpit door, they found a sweat-drenched first officer and a teenage girl who had just saved 312 lives. Anna simply unbuckled a belt, stood up, and said, "I think I need to call my dad." What an incredible story of bravery and hidden talent. Thanks for watching. If you were moved by this story, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another amazing tale. See you next time.